please consider supporting the not-so-great Fawful's Minion on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link down in the description. A hearty hello and welcome back, everyone, to Road to Remastery. Time to throw that brisk pace in the blender and stand off with the biggest, the baddest in their very own list. Employment in the virtual realms hilariously lacks, where you can reap restitutions beating the bejesus out of big boss men and get that bonus check. Everyone's doing it, and the poor reason has yet to rise. So many games and so many opinions came and passed since my original list. A 7-year build-up to a battle with myself. And I'll still probably end up losing it. But who cares? Lot of fun filling the winning pot, and this guy can't get enough. Few quick notes as per usual, one per franchise, and no first bosses, final bosses, super bosses, or Kirby bosses. Why? You know why. So what's the criteria? Well, honestly, I just gotta like them. Ready, set, to battle! The longer you stay within the virtual realm, the stronger you agree. Your way is the way. Nothing's more exciting than finding a new answer to the question everybody already knows. Bosses are great in this regard, cause they often don't care how you conquer them. Dominant strategy, challenge run, glitching, pick your favorite. Well, go on, pick your favorite. I can't! To say I was split on my favorite Mega Man boss would be putting it mild. As a series all about encouraging different boss strategies, Capcom's finest sure makes the most important decision as soft as a Regirock boner. The obvious game for me is X4, but God, it hurt to pick. So both Split Mushroom and Magma Dragoons, mano y mano with Zero, share the glory. Why Zero? One very good reason. Z-Saber only, with no weapon weakness or ranged buster shots to get in their way. Only the savage art of chop 'em to bits can settle it. And oh my mega god, are these two crazy! Scaly Akuma over here wears the fan favoritism, proud with a tragic story-based rivalry with Zero, submitting to Sigma's anarchy solely to fight him to the death, assuring the inferno of adrenaline ignited by his explosive attacks, and gratuitous cross-referencing would be met with disheartening silence. Taking on Dragoon without the ride armor is mad tense, and wholly satisfying, but Split Mushroom without his weakness is a vortex of The fun in Fun Guy took some of Sonic's happy pills and rented out the Tetris board for 80 seconds of atomic pinball. Him and his soul body clones hop around at insane speed and insane angles. Constant spinning, toxic gas clouds. Trying to avoid all this and hit the real target is crazy. You'll swear your controller's on fire by the time you're done. You've got to try this if you haven't already. I used to think there wasn't an art to discomfort, but hell hath no persuasion like lime swim trunks and a kick-me sign. A touch so bad it can't not be good. Battle for Bikini Bottom's Robo Patrick is a master mesmerizer. A boss so insidiously awkward, even the lambs can't explain the silence. I knew at the young age I first trudged through this game there was gonna be a giant robot Patrick. Reality obliterated expectations, and it still gets me. Through both setting and soundtrack, the second of the Planktron Guardians is bathed in ironic evil. Pairing such a goofy image to atmosphere this creepy and foreboding continues to work even after being fired. The uncanny chill trickling down your back doesn't gel well with the rest of the game's tone, and it's actually a bit uncomfortable. But that alone is what kept this battle clear in my mind ever since. You swallowed up my attention. Where's this going? Straight to iTunes to download the fun song, cause God damn! Stakes are instantly raised, as this is the only boss in the game openly content with cold murder. The mission to save Squidward leads to a 3-wave rush of dizzy dodging and precision punishes. The Wombotron playfully expels ice, acid, and copious do-si-do lessons in attempts to chow down on our corpses, before intentionally buffoonish programming stuns the dum-dum, exposing his hilarious weak spot, a kick me sign. Yep, that's Patrick. 9 hits later, I got's a giant smile and faint shivers. In spite of substituting screws for nails, they still nailed it. Specialized atmosphere in tandem with fun attacks. I really dig the upped tension and challenge. Pretty much the only acid trip I'll take in stride any day of the week. It's fun to consider the psychology behind why we love boss battles. Some like the challenge, creativity, but I reckon the rawest of reasons is the fantasy aspect. Conquering things bigger than you, stronger than you. Most bosses are figuratively just that, but some are that in every way. A feral monster you dread facing, always behind. Oh, Jesus Christ! There's an eye-opener! Funny thing about boss battle psychology, some take it way too seriously. Shadow of the Colossus makes you really think about the prospect of both killing and facing them. It's kinda silencing. Being by and large an artsy boss rush, Ico's legendary trial of slaying the 16 Colossi makes you feel constantly. Usually sadness, as most of these magnificent beasts mean you no harm. You're killing super gentle super giants. All except the 10th, Dirge is a monster. 1 part Tremors, 1 part Twin Mold, all parts nope! Nothing like an 80-meter long armored sand snake to send your heart rate to Jupiter. The robust shift in tone is thanks in part to the tense battle. Dirge is like an eldritch black mamba. He'll stop at nothing to kill you, and is hideously fast. Only at top speed on your horse can you barely outpace the beast, and only precise arrow shots to the portals to hell he calls eyes can send him crashing into a wall. The battle's rather tough, and not just cause his bite is near insta-kill, your nerves are heavily against you winning. No joke, my first encounter with Dirge ended almost immediately because I was too scared to aim. Just, God, that's terrifying. Do you ever blink? Slash away at the sigils on its back, and the nightmare ends. A lot of primal satisfaction going on here. The massive size and ferocity of Dirge makes killing him both empowering and significant. The beast is dead. People, you are free! Place is pretty packed tonight. I admire strangeness. The eldest child of disturbance and fascination is the spice to a life that swears he's seen it all. Can tell him right now, no, he hasn't, but he shouldn't let this good news go bad. I say embrace the oddities. Mark of creative success they are. Sometimes with the is the best compliment. So rake it in, Shiggy. You broke me. I can't. Time to turn in my freak card. Was hoping the height of Pikmin bossage would blow my expectations to Kingdom Come, but I guess I can work with just, Quaggled Meyerklops, I'm mad that I didn't come up with this, is some piece of work. The kind of work you didn't even think was needed. But I can vouch for Pikmin 3. I definitely needed this. What in the David spooning glob of goat milking Goliath even is this? A giant clod of wet dirt with hooved tree roots for legs, rainbow slug for tongue, and prickly eyeballed strawberry for a brain? Acid's a gift, son. Never mind that it's the biggest Pikmin creature yet. This thing's just epically bizarre. Seriously, make that conceptual designer head of the company. He's brilliant. But what's a freak show without a sense of joy? Well, even though I might be the minority, the battle's pretty enjoyable for me. The Meyerklops' choice of arena invokes a lot of trouble, as mud means water, limiting the offensively challenged blue Pikmin as the safest offense. Kick its shins to death, but gills ain't gonna break that crystal protecting the brain, so you gotta breathe through it with rocks to reveal the weak point. Fun fact that it can crush the crush-resistant Pikmin, drown 4 of the 5 types with the shifting mud, and lap its giant porn star tongue on loan from Trans Pride Licky Licky. Dangers constantly eyeballing your juicy carrot slaves. Bit of patience though, and the hogwash concludes. Challenging, weird, memorable, awesome, awesome. Funny how games work sometimes. Say you touch a hot stove IRL. What do? Roar in pain, kiss it with a bazooka, then cry and hope you don't get a blister. Touch a hot stove in a video game? Do it again, it's worth points. Games often reward us for abusing bad tactics that miraculously work. And while it's fun, seeing the stove touch back? About time. You know, I'd say this is cool, but I'd rather not have my palm frozen to my face. Better to have a smile on that face. And Arkham City's bestest of bosses got that as a day job. Mr. Freeze is one of those battles that continuously impresses. The tense path towards finding his cure has led Bats to an uneasy scuffle with Gotham's cryonic creep. I'd first like to praise the tone here. It's not petty hatred or the good versus evil status quo. Freeze only puts on his war face to emphasize how serious he is about getting his wife back, which he tasked the Caped Crusader to do. That was really smart on their part. Made this out to be a test, and not just of Bruce's adamants. You'd think the game that lets you be Batman would let you get away with everything. It does, except right here. Directly ramboing Mr. Freeze to death is deemed too dangerous, so you're forced to use environmental set pieces to stealthily shove your bat boots up his chilly cheeks. So yes, you actually gotta think like Batman for once. But referring back to the hot stove, love the irony there, Freeze is smart enough to ice the last spot you attacked from. You literally can't abuse the same strategies, forcing you to mix it up, play smart, and watch your positioning. That's awesome design. You truly feel like DC's best as you fight him. Stealth and subtlety galore. It's a Bat fan's wettest dream. Shame they didn't get Schwarzenegger. All those stupid puns with this brilliant design would have been professionally retarded. It's no big deal though. If you've got it, flaunt it. While the most deceptive of the senses, a good sight is something anybody cannot do. Making any given feast to the eyes do a bunch of flippy tricks and fancy schmooze crank up the people's attention. Something the video game industry constantly abuses. But hey, spectacle takes work too. So I'll be a good little $sign and eat up. Mother of God. Oh wait. She dead. Aw, I've heard of go big or go home, but I'm pretty sure this thing ate my home. Big it is. Wish I already didn't make a Wumbo joke, cause this is getting way too easy. As mixed as its flavor is, God of War demanded a mention here. Its bosses are mental. Gigantic, superpowered lunks, aka gods, are the standard fare. And while not the most challenging or deep, 3's display of the Titan King Cronus is among one of the most jaw-dropping moments in any Sony exclusive. Just look at him. I mean, look at him! Absolute Unit doesn't even come close to cutting it. This is stupid huge. consider it cheating in a way. This isn't a boss. It's a level! Kratos, the unreal beast that he is, takes the scenic tour of this hygienically deprived continent with a face, slowly clawing his way up the arms, past the chest, and across the hands, decimating hilariously misplaced skeletons, popping his scabs, and tearing off his fingernails. Eventually getting mega foobar when Cronus stupidly tries to vor Kratos, and oh god, something bad's gonna happen. Jesus Christ, on Blu-ray and DVD! We got Cronus, splatter movie style, break out the temple's lock, stab him through the chin, and as he pleads for his life, you pierce his frickin' forehead, and finally he bows down dead. It's dumb. It's easy, but oh man! You know the stock phrase, blink and you'll miss it? Yeah, irony's a dick like that. I get the fastest thing alive's good at making things dead the fastest, but no. Rings ain't paying for this speeding ticket. Sonic bosses have a knack for being superficial. Quick, easy, stupid, gone. Didn't blink, and I'm still missing something. Maybe make sure your fight's fast for the right reason. Brah, this fight is sick! Oh yeah, leave it to the big-ass boo to get me screaming yay. Irony. Redeemed. King Boom Boom entertains on so many levels, despite succeeding one of Sonic Adventure 2's weakest. Death Chamber gets me snoring, but the shady flea market stunt double of Luigi's arch nemesis, whatever his name was, got me woke. Crack those knuckles, this beatdown's gonna rock! Ever turn around and see a giant special ed marshmallow peep staring you down? Yeah, really love the tone they got going on. Constant goofy screaming from the spectral stupid meshes idiotically well with his atomic ass hauling towards Nutcleese the Inch of Lasagna's green rock candy. He wants my penises! It's like a Kaizo furry bootleg of Pac-Man. It just cracks me up every time. But following hilarity and ectoplasmic fireballs is an intense table turn. Flip the hourglass, turn on the lights, make him hide, and dig him up. Oh my god! Chase that phony down and end it! Oh no, I didn't say you could go. Who's Sonic? I love this fight. While it does come and go really quick, like a lot of the Sonic bosses, this one actually left sizzling skid marks, hilarious tone, and blood-pumping pace. It's everything I want in a blue-blurred boss battle. I don't even think I need more. That's an A rank from me, Chiefy. Anybody savvy on Ocarina of Time could agree the bosses are hit or miss. Phantom Ganon's awesome, Morpha's meffa, and King Dodongo makes me want to go extinct. Well, since it runs hot and cold, let's roll with the joke. Leave it to the pair that raised the final boss to put up the best fight. Twinrova is a criminally underrated Zelda boss, and I haven't the damnedest idea why. The sorceress overseers of the Gerudo clan managed to not only command a ton of excitement through battle, but also more character than any foe in the game. Developed through almost the entirety of the Spirit Temple, these witches really savored their screen time, effortlessly overpowering and brainwashing Nabooru, your only human friend out here, to fight as an iron knuckle slave, made for great intimidation and motivation, something the rest of the game's surprise encounters spared little time for. Complementing the nice build-up are priceless dialogue boxes painting the duo in a comically tense light, before hitting us hard with a fun battle. Komei and Kotake are big fans of reverse polarity, each of them taking turns firing their flamethrowers and ice beams, feeding you their own demise thanks to the mirror shield's energy reflection. Like mothers like son, I guess. Getting hoisted by their own holy petard forms a freaky fusion as the true form of Twinrova ugs the scene senseless. Now unifying the elements to punish blind shielding, only 3 blasts of the same energy will reveal an opening. Smack the ugly absolutely bitch pinata to smithereens, and you're rewarded with their hilarious last words. It's great. Taking a look back, I think the added attention given to Twinrova is pretty admirable. They didn't have to care so much about their final dungeon guardian to throw in this extra depth, but they did, and now I care. Well then. Ooh, look at your face! No, officer, nothing's wrong. Proof? I'ma have to get back to you on that. No Kirby bosses, he said. And I'm an anthro bean of my word. Who's Kirby? I don't see Kirby. Do you see Kirby? No. I'll take any chance to scream woo Meta Knight. Fuck yeah, I can. Moments open, so behold, the one and only Meta Knight boss. Let's not kid ourselves. There's only one opponent fit for the strongest knight in the galaxy, and that's the strongest knight in the galaxy. The Knight of Meta and Galacta is one to remember forever. One of Superstar Ultra's crowning moments. The head of the halberd's deepest wish to mano a mano Dreamland's ultimate warrior spawns a deep space standoff charged with adrenaline. A tense as hell sword duel soundtracked with intergalactic metal. MK's feathered foe suspiciously matches him in nearly every way. Epic multi-slashes, giant mock tornadoes, summons Meta Knight's knights. Okay, this is totally future Meta Knight. Needless to mention, this fight gets massive points on concept alone. A good old-fashioned sword fight goes a long way, especially when you follow Zero's motto of blade only. Finishing off the souped-up clone of MK with nothing but the sharp tip of Galaxia. Whew, good luck, but also good on ya, cause it's the most enjoyable way to play. Raw sword swiping, artful dodges, pinpoint blocking, Knight's Honor, man. Sure, it's much easier than it looks, and just like every enemy Kirby fights, there's ample cheese to top it with, but it feels so damn good, I don't even care. I've heard of needing to conquer yourself before conquering others, but this is borderline meta. Oh my god, I just got it. There are those times where you show up all ready to work it, only to see how fugly your boss is and oh, it's not cool to judge, but what in Satan's fiery ghost pepper anus is this? Terraria is one of those games that continuously flexes its bossy pecs without moving, so you know the final decision's gotta be solid. No, just pink, fleshy, bloody As Eli Roth's wallpaper of choice, the expert Wall of Flesh makes a disquieting art piece out of extreme disgust. A gargantuan slab of demonic rotten people meat coated in veiny, bloody, jawed tentacles and laser blasting toothy eyeballs. What the holy hell? We're in hell and I don't believe it. The frankly gut-wrenching design almost poignantly compliments what a colossal challenge it is for the first-time player. The gatekeeper of hard mode, master of the underworld, preparing for and finally vanquishing this biblical fever dream is among Terraria's greatest moments. Trump's wall is no pushover. With its immense size forcing you to fight on the run, it's customary to build a worldwide bridge to safely engage the demon. Only then deal with its ghastly power and horrifically high stats for this point in the game. 11,000 HP with annoyingly high defense is a huge problem when you're on a time limit and at the end of a swarm of gory piranha plants and constant laser blasts. Only the best of pre-hard mode's ranged weapons can safely hurt the wall, and its tendency to speed up on low health means you're constantly fighting the landscape and clock on top of it. And with one final blow, you're officially a true Terrarian. My god, is this boss something else. I'll always regard the expert Wall of Flesh as a titan of intensity. Its terrifying design and high-stakes, high-octane battle offers some of the highest personal reward of any boss I've ever faced. It's like finally making it into the salty spittoon. Just, so good. As if the first tie I tried on didn't look tacky enough, Bean Boy just had to snag another. Think it matches my cloak? All this talk of breakneck action and spectacles finally reached the outer rims of Lilat. Two tremors resonate. The Gorass and Gorgon answer the call. All of Star Fox 64's bosses are killer, but only the defenders of the two most dangerous sectors can slay. Both have echoed in my mind since childhood. For their designs, yes. Fun factor, yes. And also for this grand cinematic aura they possess. Gorass, the tremendous terror of Titania, and Andross's supreme bioweapon, has claimed more of my lives than any other. To go through this maligned death trap of a planet to rescue Slippy and find him in the claws of this tentacled mass of reanimated alien exoskeletons felt like the climax of a science fiction blockbuster. The torrent of giant pincers and energy beams amidst tense banter from your teammates. Every second of it blasts my vibes with the full stack of smart bombs. I had no idea that it could even be matched, but an epic blaze past the kamikaze spaceship Olympics brings you cockpit to laser core with Venom's final line of defense. The Gorgon facing off with the Death Star's badass baby brother is a surreal experience. You are fighting a space station that fights back. It's got everything: spawning enemies, giant mechanical tentacles, and planetary crust carving laser beam that sent me to another dimension the first time I saw it. Oh my god, the difficulty of this battle cements it as the king of the hard path. The surprisingly demanding manner of revealing the weak spot isn't helped by the critical damage you and your thumbs took from Area 6, but man, does it trigger your fight or flight. The universe's last hope on its last chance. Open the core, mash your heart out, and screech with sweaty, climactic hype as the menace finally explodes. God damn, man.
You can't beat me!
It never ends. To a certain extent, I can relate with the biblical stereotype given to pigs. Greed, gluttony, perpetual sin, all traits given to the caked, cackling bane of my childhood. But as I'll continue to let out, Wizpig is beyond that. This is the boss, the origin of my rawest, most powerful emotions on the matter. Through masterful buildup and ruthless design, Wizpig is a personal landmark in the art of boss battles, with his image plastered everywhere. Expecting little from this deep space douche face was an impossibility, and he still surpassed what I expected. An absurdly difficult race by means of deliberate, ingenious limitation. All those badass power-ups from balloons, added acceleration from bananas. Gone. Simplistic, low-hazard racetracks, traded in for a disfigured obstacle course drowning in perpetual rainfall. And in it lies a magic hamshank that could out-jog a coked-up cheetah. Sounds great, don't it? This manner of disempowering the player really weeds out the pros from the noobs. Raw character stats and the bare minimum of boost pads is all you have. Rare designed a boss that requires complete mastery of the game to conquer, with skill and knowledge. Either play drumstick or crunch and pray to God, you make no mistake, abuse the secret boost or mashing techniques, or use TT, a racer you unlock by mastering the game. You see how brilliant this is? Wizpig's that one drill sergeant I never wanted, but always needed. A boss so hard, so insane, it forced me to get good, hideously memorable for many, many good reasons. This unholy hog is the golden standard I hold all bosses to. Was the first to show me just how complex and smart even the simplest conflicts can be. I'm not saying childhood trauma is healthy, but I'm not saying it either. No certified heartbreaker would find much value slamming the bosses of the Pokemon world. The well of typical title matches within be drier than a burnt chesto berry. Most fans would likely agree. They're not all that special, and it would take significant care to make any old trainer battle truly shine. You know I would if someone wasn't hogging all the lights! Any player worth their passion would consistently kill for the octane highs their psyche demands. Power, tension, interstellar stakes, all that and more on loan from the supermassive draconian death of all light. More so than any other legendary, Necrozma pushed for Pokemonic supremacy in such a spectacular way, not a single human villain can command a fraction of its might. The king of Ultra Space's true form is a transcendent leviathan bent on spiking the difficulty to the point of impalement. We all screamed, thank God, not knowing we had to fight him. Ultra Necrozma is nothing like your standard legendary battle. No friendship, nobody controlling it. It's a cosmic 1v1 to neutralize a suffering deity. Its colossal stature, blinding shape, hostile form, and omnipotent battle theme really makes it feel like you're fighting a monster. Suitable profile for what's basically Mega Rayquaza's sparring partner, with base stats totaling over 750. The Ultraboy is top 5 strong on just paper, but with both Neuroforce and a Totem Aura on top. It is the single most powerful attacker in Pokemon history, combined with the speed of Tapu Koko and the moveset hitting half of all types hard. Dude literally smites. Oh, my Nuzlocke!
Nuzlocke is sin. Dare not approach with fun!
Okay, real talk? It truly is. Ultra Necrozma was the atomic drop kick to the ass we've craved for a long time. A legendary Pokemon battle decorated by heaven, balanced by hell. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, as if Metroid was getting off a boss battle countdown scot-free. Funniest part, that's only his surname. Bow before the dreaded first half, Rid. Goddamn Lee. I rank him king, but he prefers meta. What a badass. And so was the beautiful creature that designed his legendary stand against the first ever 3D Samus. Prime 1's developers were clearly raised on Wizpig-fueled trauma, as only they have surpassed his unrelenting buildup, opting to slap it on the parent-slaughtering draconic Blackbeard of space, and Christ was it powerful. Meta Ridley's emotional influence persisted from beginning to end, luring Samus to Talon 4, only to wait patiently in the shadows, and calculate a strike when the mission's at full jeopardy. That's enough! We end this now. The battle that follows is constant action and constant energy. Ridley insists Samus needs a vacation as he proceeds to fund her family reunion. The first half is spent in suspense, where the cyborg menace circles above, showering you with payloads of plasma and soul-shaking screeches. Every time, I just savor the tension, knowing he can and will drop down and fight like a true space pirate at any moment. And when the moment comes, it sends Sub-Zero chills down my spine. Witnessing his gigantic size and devastating power this close up is both scary and thrilling, like playing freeze tag with a Mechagodzilla pterodactyl hybrid. Here's also where things can get dicey, as Ridley wisens up to your offense and counters with passive-aggressive defense, protecting his weak spot and countering with close combat and more plasma breath. It's red light, green light through the fire and flames until the temple reawakens and cooks that meta bastard. Tense, spectacular with supreme build-up and payoff. Meta Ridley is one of the all-time greats. What does it take for a boss to command your heart? Honest workload stacks the character and paycheck's best waifu, but how could you give all that and be so freaking cool? I'm Bat King. Yo, isn't that copyrighted? I am the Bat King. Sold. My username would normally preach treason right about now, but I'm a bloody sucker for this sucker of blood. Phantasma has held the title of not only my favorite boss battle, but my favorite boss character, captive for half a decade and counting. The baneful scourge of the Pillow People is a brilliant blend of every final Mario and Luigi boss prior. The shape of Cackleta's soul, the size of Elder Princess Shroob, and the power of Darkstar Core, stacked on top of an uncanny thematic resemblance to both Ultra Necrozma and Meta Ridley. An imposing spectacle built up since the very beginning, finally reaching Phantasma after so much treachery is like riding a rickety hype train, only for it to be lifted by the giant claws of a movie monster. The Bat King's speech casts many emotions: fear, fascination, and betrayal-fueled pity. All of it online in one of the most surreal battles I've ever endured. The teensy gumdrop with wings explodes into a titanic shadow that hungers for your demise. Phantasma's insane stats, psychotic attacks, and health and attack buffs make him a climactic challenge for even the most avid players. And I have to say, the creativity within is both impressive and deadly, drowning you in overwhelming trickery, unfathomable darkness, and mercilessly chasing you through what seems like an endless maze of buzzsaws. It looks, sounds, feels, and plays like a nightmare. It's art, man. Never has a single standard boss made such an impact, and only one final boss has ever surpassed him. Mr. Phantasma, Alpha Dream, untold pleasure doing business. This is being Fawful's Minion. Sleep well. Whew, thanks for watching, guys. That one was hard. A round of applause for the high-tier patrons. Shade 2800, Jordan Osceola, Tubazo 1989, Bradley Thompson, Crazy Quillman 157, James Ward, Diamond Ice, Skellington 977, Methtron 5000, Goldsbro TSG, Thomas Drury, Spark of Dusk 777, Cole the Wren's Castle, Your Way, Sensei Spyro,
Squeegee Luigi,
Alfredo Jones, Green Moonlight,
The Blind Guardian,
Lucario Smash 246, God Falking Dammit,
Sephi 90, Green Dragon 53,
Minty Coffee,
Zero Z,
Jake Arenstam, Morgan Arvite, Baltazar Rodriguez, Renaku, Lord of Shadow, Cortamanch 437, John the Pink, Grandmaster Augustus, Roberto Del Fuego, and Smash Mario Pro 2000. May we meet again.